Before the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire in the 16th century, Cahokia was North America's largest pre-Columbian city. Located near present-day Collinsville, Illinois, it served as the ceremonial hub of the Mississippian culture, which flourished from about 800 to 1400 CE. Welcome to my channel. Monk's Mound is a massive earthen pyramid over 100 feet high. Imagine standing on the top of the Great Pyramid of Giza, and then knowing that you're surrounded by 6 other pyramids that are just as tall. This is what the view would look like if you were standing at the summit of Monk's Mound, the largest of 13 mounds at Cahokia. To make this mound, thousands of people spent countless hours carefully shoveling dirt and clay into place. When finished, it covered an area of over 14 acres and had a base diameter of 950 feet. The people of Cahokia built Monk's Mound during their peak population, which historians estimate to be around 20,000 people. Today, there are only 2 major cities nearby, East St. Louis and O'Fallon, Illinois. But back then, the closest large settlements were hundreds of miles away. Without modern conveniences like trucks and tractors, moving so much dirt must have been an incredible feat. However, there is some controversy regarding who built these mounds. Some archaeologists have proposed that Native Americans could not have constructed them alone, and that they needed help from the earlier Mesopotamian cultures. They believe that ancient Mesopotamians sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and taught Native Americans how to build these great works. If true, this would date the construction back to at least 3000 BC, but most archaeologists agree that the mounds were constructed by the Mississippian culture between 800 and 1400 CE. The Mississippians were part of a larger cultural group known as the Mississippian culture, which occupied a large area that encompassed parts of the eastern United States from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. While the Mississippian culture thrived from about 800 to 1400 CE, the actual Cahokia settlement was occupied from about 600 to 1800 CE. During their peak, the society was highly complex and had a strict social hierarchy with leaders, priests, and commoners. The commoners likely farmed the land, while the priests and leaders managed the politics and religion of the city. Priests played an important role in Mississippian society, and they often lived near the mounds. These mounds were primarily used for ceremonies, but also for politics and religion. In fact, it has been suggested that the main mound known as Monk's Mound may have been the site of a huge temple at its peak. Archaeologists have found evidence that suggests the Mississippian culture worshipped a feathered serpent god, similar to the Mesoamerican cultures farther south. Archaeologists have also found copper artifacts that were likely used in religious ceremonies. The discovery of such objects was surprising because the Mississippians did not live near any copper mines. Instead, the nearest source of copper was in Michigan, over 600 miles north. How the Mississippians obtained this copper remains a mystery, but it was probably through trade. In fact, the people of Cahokia were expert traders, and their influence extended far beyond their immediate surroundings. Through a vast network of waterways and overland trails, they traded with people as far away as the Pacific Northwest and the Arctic coast. In return, they received items such as obsidian, copper, and shells, which were rare or non-existent in their region. These trade networks facilitated the exchange of not only goods, but also ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. As a result, Cahokia became a melting pot of different cultures, fostering a vibrant and diverse society. While the Mississippians were excellent farmers, they still supplemented their diets by hunting wild game such as deer, elk, and bison. These hunts must have been exciting adventures, as evidenced by several ceramic vessels depicting humans engaged in battles with animals. One interesting piece of pottery shows 2 deer locked in combat with each other and a human. Another vessel depicts a bear wrestling with a human. While these scenes may appear violent, they were probably ceremonial in nature rather than depictions of everyday life. Life in Cahokia would have been very different from what we know today. For example, the streets were probably filled with vendors selling their wares and the sounds of various languages being spoken. Since the Mississippians were a matrilineal society, this means that the women were in charge of the family line, and their status was higher than men in society. Women most likely assisted in farming and likely participated in trade as well. Men hunted and also likely performed most of the labor-intensive tasks, such as building homes and canoes. Life in Cahokia would have been busy and challenging, but it was also a time of great cultural exchange and innovation. As the ceremonial capital of the Mississippian culture, Cahokia played a pivotal role in the development and spread of religion, art, and technology throughout the region. The city's strategic location at the confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers made it a hub of trade and cultural exchange, attracting people from far and wide to participate in its vibrant economy and rich traditions. The impact of Cahokia on the broader Mississippian culture is a testament to its enduring legacy and its importance in understanding the history of North America. Although Cahokia flourished for centuries, it began to decline around 1250 CE. By 1400 CE, the city was abandoned. We don't know exactly why the city was abandoned, but it could have been due to a variety of factors. Some researchers suggest that overpopulation may have stressed the environment and led to the depletion of resources. Others speculate that climate change may have played a role, leading to decreased agricultural productivity and increased competition for resources. Additionally, the Mississippian culture may have been susceptible to European diseases, which devastated Native American populations in the centuries following Columbus's arrival. As we wind down our tour of Cahokia, take one last moment to appreciate the complexity and wonder of this ancient city. From the towering mounds to the bustling trade networks, Cahokia was truly a remarkable place. Now imagine yourself walking through the city, taking in the sights and sounds of daily life. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? Use your senses to bring this place to life in your mind's eye. Perhaps you see vendors selling their wares in the marketplace, or maybe you catch a glimpse of a hunter returning from a successful expedition. You might even hear the rhythmic sounds of pottery being made, or the laughter of children playing near the river. Take a moment to immerse yourself in this rich history and let your imagination run wild. If you've ever visited Cahokia, I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Which aspect of the city fascinated you the most? Did you climb to the top of Monk's Mound? What do you think the city would have looked like in its prime? I'm eager to read your thoughts. To better understand Cahokia, I recommend watching another video on the Mississippian culture. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos about archaeology and history. Thanks for watching.